Hey everyone, it's Wingspan TT, and today I want to talk to you about the probe scanner system and a new beta probe scanner that is now available on Tranquility. This is something that was on the test server before, something that I had a lot of input into on the CSM. This is near and dear to my heart because of course I wrote an exploration guide, I run a Wormhole corporation, and actually Wingspan Delivery Services is the second highest user of Tripwire in terms of number of wormholes scanned and basically the amount of probe scanning done. So this is really important to me, and I want to make sure that we get as much feedback as possible and people get a chance to try this system, use it, see what they think, let me get feedback, let CCP get feedback, and basically let's get probe scanning to where it deserves to be. So right now, probe scanning on Tranquility works with the probe scanner window that I have, up here. And when you click this thing, you open this up, it opens the new map. And we all know the new map has all kinds of problems, and it doesn't really do scanning as well as the old probe scanner used to work. But of course, the old probe scanner wasn't perfect either. It was very responsive, but it didn't really convey information. It wasn't super user-friendly in a lot of ways. So CCP has been working on a new probe scanner that has some of the benefits of the old one, some of the pizzazz of the new one, and then some additional UI and UX improvements from there. So it's still not quite like a beta feature. It's more like an alpha feature. This is not coming out in the next release. Oh, what the hell is this guy trying to interrupt? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Not now, please. I don't know. What? I'm recording. Alright, we'll get back to Ben Felix later. So it's not something you can get to in the normal interface. There's no shortcut for it. You can't click to it from up here or anything. It's still hidden. So what you need to do, of course, is launch your probes. Okay? Probes launch. Of course, my thing's going to start reloading, whatever. And then you want to come down here where it says scanners right next to your capacitor. You're going to click scanners. And then where it says probe scanner on the left, do not click that. That'll open the default probe scanner. Hold down control and then click it. And this will open the new probe scanner. Let me just get cloaked. Thank you very much. This will open the new probe scanner. And this probe scanner is absolutely fabulous. So we're just going to ignore the scanner over there. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to cover the whole goddamn screen. And this is what the new probe scanner looks like. Now you'll notice there's no distractions with lots of flashy stuff in the background. You immediately see the tactical overlays there. This is something I was asking for that was omitted from the previous probe scanner, where you couldn't see your quick distance from where you were everything in the solar system. So you couldn't know, are my probes outside D-scan range, blah, 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 anything like that. Some other things that have been added or changed here. So let me just show real quick. They've got the new system. The color coding's a little better here. They use red sides so you can see a lot more easily. Instead of, there used to be like a light blue highlight. It wasn't so obvious which side of this cube you were highlighting before. Now it's a dark red. You can easily tell which side you're highlighting, so you can manipulate the probes more easily. You'll see it's very responsive. When you move, it's snappy. It doesn't lag behind or anything like that. So no matter what you're doing, it just kind of moves around very quickly. All right. So let's just scan over here. To get things started with a 4AU scan. By the way, if you didn't know, cosmic signatures are always within 4AU of a celestial object. So when you see things like this, you could just fucking ignore all these edges. Both of these things are going to be really close here. But of course, one thing that I really, really like about this window is that there's a new there's a new game in town. Now you can just do this. Hit the enter key and it scans. And you can actually do all of the function of the probe scanning without using your mouse at all up here to select things. You can use enter to scan. You can use page up. Here, let me show you. You can use page up and page down. Oh no. Oh, it's because I already bound them to something else. In my own game, I bound them. But you can use other hotkeys to change the size of the probes, anything like that. Now it's funny because I actually am absolutely failing to grab them. What did I do? Did I hit some hotkey I shouldn't have pressed? That's what I did. Oh God. I broke it. Guys, I broke it. I don't know what I did wrong. Alright, well let's just go on and talk about the features instead of exactly what I did to mess things up. So you'll see here right away that there's a couple expandable and contractible windows. So here you have the probe window, and of course it can expand to show all your probes, but as I was telling CCP, that 99% of the time you don't need to see these 8 probes, because it shows here how long the probes have been in space by probe and what AU they're at. Real people who just explore all the time don't launch probes in separate batches. You never launch 3 probes and then 2 probes 10 minutes later and then 3 more probes an hour later. So this time doesn't matter. At least it doesn't matter probe by probe level. This distance, people don't typically change the distance of each probe one at a time. So I said, can you make it so that you can compact this down to just 1 probe? Because that's really all anyone needs to see. And they were like, yeah, we can do that. And of course, you can even collapse this. If you don't want to see the probes at all, it doesn't matter to you. You don't plan to let them expire, and you could just eyeball or tell the distance they're at. You can completely collapse this, which is absolutely great. Then down here, you see the scan results window. And what's great, again, is you get to see exactly the progress of scan results, kind of like the previous scanners. What I really like about this system that's borrowed from the new map is that you can just look down here and highlight, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. So this window, again, is kind of superfluous. Yes, you can select things and, focus on specific signatures, right? But you can just see here, oh, I see, I got it down to these 2 things. This one's stronger, it's at 5.1%. You don't have to constantly look back and forth and look back and forth. And now, with the ability to press enter to scan, you can be like, oh, okay, I want to center over here, and scan enter key. And that's it, and you analyze. So you don't have to go back and forth and click here and click here and look here and look here. You can just stay zoomed in, zoned in over here, and just do your scans. Okay, now we see it got stronger. I could, see here it's a 16%, and it shows the distance. That was another big thing that was missing. Not just the tactical overlay showing that, where your ship is in general, but the distance everything is from your ship. So seeing this as 27.1 AU away is important. You can guess how long it would take you to warp there. If this was closer, you can tell if a ship that you see on D-scan could potentially be at this signature. This was added in. Absolutely great. Absolutely great. Let's see, some other important features. So once again, this window for scan results can go up, it can go down, which is great. You can, of course, filter just like you could before. If you want to see cosmic anomalies, you see now they're instantly out of here. You can highlight on the map. It'll tell you what it is, how far it is. You can warp to it, all that jazz. And again, it's really useful to be able to just see this without having to look here. But of course, if you don't want to see anomalies, they can go. If you're doing combat scanning, structures, drones, ships, turn that stuff all on. You can still do custom filters. Great at the click of a button. And of course, you can ignore stuff. Some other great UI things that have changed is all those fucking annoying buttons that you never use in scanning have all been made much harder to accidentally click. So retrieve your probes, reconnect the probes, and destroy your probes. Destroy your probes being moved all the way to this fucking corner where you're not going to click on it by mistake. And these other things are just being relatively small buttons. Because these aren't things you need to absolutely press. You need to control your probes, right? You need to see what your probes are doing. You need to see the scan results, and you need to analyze. That's fucking it. You don't need to be reconnecting the lost probes every 8 seconds. So they move the stuff that matters up to the forefront. Now, of course, just like the new map, you can focus on your current location. You can also go in here, for instance, one thing people don't know you can do is you can make scanner probes not visible. Anything that you don't need to see on here at all, if you didn't want to see planets, they can go away. If you don't need to see moons, they can go away. Anything you want or don't want to see can basically clear up here, but you don't have the distractions of the new map where it's just covered with stuff you're not going to see or use with all the galaxies in the background, anything like that. You just focus on scanning. So hotkeys are big, the UI improvements are big. Now some people will say, okay, this is great, you can get this great full screen scanning experience, move your probes around and just scan with one hand. Absolutely great, right? But Wingspan, what about just watching the cosmic signatures when I'm just in system? I don't care about scanning. I just want to know, I live in a wormhole system, I want to know if a new wormhole opens or anything like that. And that's actually where the compact mode comes to play, because this is something I also asked for. I said, can we get a mode, is there a way you can make it so you can just see the cosmic signatures? Because a lot of times you're in W space or wherever you are, you don't fucking care about scanning. You literally just need to just keep an eye on this, and that's why they made this compact mode. And as you can see, it works perfectly. You can hide the probes, you just put it up here in a window, and then if new wormholes open and close, they just show up right there. That's all there is to it. And then anytime you want to go back, you disable compact mode. You can make this window any size you want. Before, it wasn't too easily scalable. They had different scales, but you can see, like, you can even still use it at this level. It's a little difficult, but if you want to just basically make this window visible at all times, oh, I misclicked there. That's not the UI's fault. That's because I'm trying to layer windows in a really awkward way. You know, anything like that, you can just set it up as big or small as you want, pin it however you want, and just scan, 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 scan. Well, anyway, guys, I'm Wingspan TT. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this is informative, and most importantly, what I really hope right now is that you try this new probe scanner if you haven't got a chance to try it yet. Once again, you go down to scanner and then control click on probe scanner right here to open this up. Give it a shot. Post your thoughts here on my video. I would like to know what you think so that I can share your feedback with CCP directly on the CSM. This is huge for me. This is something that's really important. I love to hear what you have to say. So get out there and get scanning. Cheers.